So if we really intend on doing our, as I said before, we have to close the door. We have to close the doors of the past, and we have to close the doors of the future. We set ourselves the time that we want to practice, be it 2 weeks or a month or 3 months, and that's what we do. And while this time we close the doors of past and of future. When the Lord Buddha went to strive for Nibbana, he left his wife and newly born child. He didn't return to them until he was denied. And that's at least 8 or 10 years, where he didn't have any contact with them. He just left them to their fate. Think about it. So we all have families, we have all bound or bonds with our relatives or friends. So if you really intend on doing some intensive practice, then we should close for that time being. Whatever happens, will happen. It gives us the freedom to move in the right direction. It used to be here in this temple as well, or here in this monastery, when somebody wanted to visit his parents, Tanata Mahabua said, yes, you can go, but you don't need to come back. Very clear. He wasn't even writing letters to the family, he wasn't really very appreciated. So when he saw a letter, he took it up and said, who wrote this letter? Of course, there are circumstances where one can, or where it is necessary, but one should leave that, and in our monastery it is left to the Acharya. So it's left to the teacher. If he says, it's good to go, but it's better to stay, then one should better stay. We have to remember when we think about our life, we are the only ones who are responsible for our life. So other beings we are related to are responsible for their life. Now when we undergo this training, then we set ourselves apart from the world. And setting ourselves apart from the world is closing down on the relationship. So no phone calls, no mail, no contact. Otherwise, we just could live in the world. With having contact, writing mail, talking to. But if we close the door, or if we close these doors, we will see more clearly what is there in our heart. And that is the reason, and that is the only reason for closing these doors. When we do this, our progress in the practice has to come. If we develop mindfulness and if we develop wisdom, then it must come. There is no way it cannot come. It might come slowly, it might come slowly and difficult, it might come slowly and easy. That depends on our vasana. That depends on our store of knowledge. It might come fast and difficult, or it might come fast and easy. These are the 4 modes it can come. So far, I've told you only more or less about the practice of samadhi. Samadhi in itself, as I said before, has two main features. First of all, we get a preview of what it is like when the heart gets calm and contented. Or, if we go in the deep state of samadhi, we even can catch a preview of Nibbana. This is something that shows us our inner riches. And that is one of the aspects. It keeps us on the path, it keeps us motivated. The second aspect of training the samadhi is the aspect of mindfulness. Mindfulness is an important factor. Mindfulness is the key. Mindfulness is the basis of our practice. If we are not mindful, we don't catch what is going on within our mind. And we are not catching what is going on within our heart. But in itself, samadhi does not lead to the freedom, does not lead to liberation. Now we can dive into the resting place of samadhi, and once we get up, or once we get out, we dive in again, and we can do this for the rest of our life, and nothing has changed. We just know how to escape, we just know how to rest, that's it. So the important factor for enlightenment